Listen, we have some viewer questions that I have to ask, okay? From our first viewer, Chantel Dixon, she says, my husband and I have crazy work schedules and we barely have time to sexually satisfy each other. But when we do, it's rather quick and straight to the point. How can we enhance our sex life while still managing our work schedules?
I think that it's okay to schedule it in. When you do have those crazy times, it's okay. Some people are like, oh, we shouldn't schedule sex. Hey, go ahead and schedule it in and schedule a time in where you can actually, move up to that sexual point. Don't make it so quick. Go ahead, play some music, have a nice dinner, massage each other, really just engage with each other mentally and physically before the actual sexual penetration. Remember, sex involves more than just penetration. It involves connecting with the body in general, with your tongue, with your eyes, your breathing, and so forth. So, schedule it in, sis. Schedule it in.
And I think, like, I tell clients to take a mental health day. I tell married couples to take a marriage health day. You can literally schedule a day where both going to be off and want to pay attention to each other. And so this is our day. Or, if you have weekends or whatever it is, but like you said, schedule it. Be intentional about that, reconnecting on that intimacy, on that sexual level. There's nothing wrong with that. You got leave that we walk away from jobs and we leave it with the job. We could have used that and enhanced our relationships and enhance our intimacy and marriage and sex life.
It's important. Okay, question number 2 from Tony Rogers. He says, my wife seems to have more orgasms with her sex toys than me. Is it something I'm doing wrong in the bedroom? Whoever wants to take that one.
It's because he doesn't vibrate. Simple as. If he vibrated, he'd be happier. But I feel like a lot of men see it as sex toy or me, and it can be sex toy and you. Mm-hmm. You can incorporate it into having sex. All sex doesn't have to be penetrative. There's definitely like stimulating the clitoris and then using the toy. And like, I just feel like the toy is not a threat. It is a fun for everybody.
The toy is your friend. It's not your competition, right? Okay. Our next viewer, Jessica McClinley, says, why is it looked down upon when women engage in self-pleasuring activities?
I don't know if that's true. Does anybody?
I don't know if it's looked down upon. I know that some men, sometimes when you're partaking into it too much, like I did a video one time on excessive masturbation. So excessive masturbation is actually a disorder. And when it becomes excessive and you can't actually masturbate or have an orgasm during sexual intercourse, then that becomes a problem. But, engaging in self-pleasuring, I think at least it's popular.
I just feel like it's not talked about. So it leads to a lot of people thinking that like nobody else is doing it. But I promise you all your friends are beating off. Like, don't worry.
Ryan, do your friends talk about it? Masturbation?
They actually don't. They don't do it. Like they've asked me, but they don't do it. So we don't have too much conversation with that.
And actually, you know what, Ryan, I do notice that, now, I noticed that a lot of my younger patients are afraid to explore their bodies. So when they come in and I ask them, okay, has this lesion been here before? Like when I'm doing an external genital exam, have you had this mole here before? Or, does this, your pH, does it always smell like this? And they have no idea. And I tell them, look, you have to explore your body. I have some patients that know what their vaginal secretions taste like. So they taste themselves. They know what they smell like. So it's important to just know your body and on the inside out, because you have to know yourself more than anyone else.
Wow. Very good advice. Last question. Dr. Katina, you're amazing. I need that. Actually, you all have said some great things. Okay, our last viewer, Jonathan Williams, asked, I've been married for 26 years, and I've been trying to find ways to spice up our sex life by asking my wife to engage in a threesome. What's the appropriate way for me to have a conversation without her feeling disrespected? I have a feeling a couple of you have a good answer for this question.
Well, you want to definitely just approach the situation when, she's in a good mood, so maybe on a date night when she's feeling good. Of course, when she's sober. but just bring it up. Just say, hey, babes, we have an amazing relationship, and I'm thinking I have a couple fantasies that I want to engage in, and having a threesome is one of them. And is that something you'll be open to? Just kind of approach it that way.
Maybe with some jewelry, perhaps.
Yeah.
I think it's like, what are you kind of thinking of as a threesome? If we're talking about the doctor's threesome with the butthole and the vagina threesome, I feel like if you lead with that, it's the most explosive orgasm, she'll definitely be open to that. But I feel like when a lot of guys are like, let's have a threesome, it's like this fantasy of really bad porn where it's like two girls fawning over him and like he's having the time of his life. So I feel like he has to take her feelings into account and like know your wife fully, and like, is this something she would fully be comfortable with? And would I be comfortable if she suggested another man? And put yourself in that situation.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have enjoyed this conversation. Again, we started off with the heavy stuff, and then it got quite freaky deaky.
We got to the good stuff.
But look how fun it is and liberating. And I learned some things. I'm 47 years old. I'm old, and I learned some things from this. I think these are healthy things to talk about, and it's okay if they're uncomfortable and awkward. But at the end of the day, we all have some more ideas. I'm about to have a conversation with old boy in the other room after this.